Like, I mean, he came with like a case of paperwork. He was on the tablet sitting next to Brian Steele. He's reading every juror profile as things are happening. Like when that man revealed that his wife was a part of that litigation team, he's reacting with his attorneys. They're having conversations, but he's also, even though he's in all of that, still very like enduring. Like he was making them laugh.
In a Manhattan federal courtroom, the trial of Sean Diddy Combs takes a sensational turn. Sharay Hayes, an exotic dancer who performed under the alias The Punisher, delivers a testimony that peels back the curtain on a series of clandestine events. Hayes recounts being hired by Combs and his then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura for multiple private encounters between 2012 and 2016. These sessions, described as freak-offs, were meticulously orchestrated by Combs, who often observed while
A lot thinner, face is very pale, a lot of gray hair, some black, but a lot of gray hair. You could tell he was nervous, and he said it in the courtroom. He had asked to go to the bathroom. He was like, "Excuse me, Judge, I'm a little bit nervous." But you could tell at one point in time I saw, and I was watching him very closely, I saw like his hands shaking a bit, but very involved.
Concealed behind a veil, directing the scenes with precision. Hayes notes that during these events, he did not witness any violence or drug use, and Ventura appeared to participate willingly. However, this narrative contrasts sharply with Ventura's own testimony. She alleges that Combs coerced her into these encounters, using threats and blackmail, including the potential release of explicit videos. Supporting her claims, Ventura's mother testifies about paying $20,000 to prevent such a video's release and describes seeing bruises on her daughter. The conflicting testimonies raise serious questions about what actually happened in those years behind the scenes of Diddy's glamorous public life. As this celebrity courtroom drama grabs headlines, another crisis unfolds on the streets of New Orleans. On May 16th, chaos erupted when 10 inmates managed to escape from the Orleans Parish Prison. Exploiting a maintenance flaw, the prisoners removed a sink-toilet combo, crawled through a hole in the wall, and scaled a perimeter fence lined with barbed wire. Shockingly, the prison staff didn't notice the escape until much later, giving the fugitives a critical head start. Authorities are investigating possible inside help, and a maintenance worker has already been arrested under suspicion of aiding the escape. The manhunt is intense. Over 200 law enforcement personnel are sweeping the city and surrounding areas, working around the clock. One of the 10 has been recaptured.
There will be up to 12 residents of 8 New York counties, including some from upstate, to decide whether Sean Diddy Combs walks away from this case a free man or stays locked down for decades.
But 5 remain on the run, considered dangerous and desperate. Back in the courtroom, the mood is tense. Every new witness adds more weight to either side of the scale. While Hayes' testimony might downplay the coercion Cassie alleges, the prosecution insists on a deeper pattern of manipulation and control. And with the public hanging on every detail, Diddy's reputation and legacy are teetering on the edge. Legal experts warn this could be the most consequential trial of his career. Whether it's the controlled chaos of a pop culture icon's past unraveling, or the raw urgency of a high-risk manhunt through city streets, one thing is certain. Truth and justice are on trial. The nation is watching, and this is far from over. As media coverage intensifies, more names could be pulled into the spotlight. Cassie's legal team hints at unrelated.
Is there anything that you may want to confess tonight before you go in?
I keep everything right here. There you go. Or right here.
There you go.
When a top attorney quits your case in the language used, under no circumstance can I continue. I think people are just pointing at that and say, uh-oh, he can't defend him, and making their own assumptions from there. There have been kind of reports circulating. It seemed like there was a breakdown between Diddy's attorneys about going to trial in May.
Would you be open to a plea bargain?
Well, it's not up to me. It's up to Mr. Combs, and I don't see it happening.
Why?
Because he believes he's innocent. He believes he's innocent, and what's more, he believes that he needs to stand up, not just for himself, for his family, and for everybody who's been targeted by the federal government.
Well, Bill and Sharay, accepting a plea agreement would mean that Sean Combs would have to admit to trafficking and forced. And today he made it very clear that was not going to happen. Diddy maintained all along these encounters involved consenting adults and plans to take his chances that a jury agrees.
The decision guarantees Combs will face trial beginning just 4 days from now that will test whether one of music's most prolific figures used his power, wealth, and fame to
released footage and private messages, potentially bolstering her claims. Meanwhile, Diddy's defense pushes back hard, portraying the lawsuit as opportunistic and exaggerated. The courtroom becomes a battleground, not just for legal arguments, but for public perception. Every glance, every phrase, and every contradiction carries weight. And the presence of a witness like the Punisher only fuels the headlines, another chapter in a saga blurring the lines between power, privacy, and exploitation. Down in New Orleans, fear spreads among residents as fugitives remain at large. Schools are on alert. Families double-lock their doors, officials warn the escapees could be armed, and the pressure on law enforcement is immense. There's talk of revising jail protocols, holding staff accountable, and even questioning the facility's management. For now, helicopters patrol the skies, checkpoints choke traffic, and residents keep their eyes peeled for unfamiliar faces. It's a race against time to catch the escapees before someone gets hurt. Back in New York, all eyes are on the next witness, the next revelation, the next shift in this high-stakes legal chess game. Diddy's empire, built over decades, is under siege. And with each new headline, the question deepens. Is this the fall of a music mogul, or a fight for redemption? Stay tuned, because the truth is still unfolding. Disclaimer: the content in this video is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. Our goal is to report on public conversations, provide context, and, where applicable, clarify misinformation and debunk false claims. We strive for ethical and responsible reporting by presenting a balanced perspective, verifying information wherever possible, and citing all relevant sources, including articles, tweets, TikToks, and other online media. Unless otherwise stated, all discussions in this video should be considered allegations and not established facts. We encourage viewers to do their own research, verify information independently, and form their own conclusions.